Hey, welcome to today's live. How's everyone doing? Sorry about that pinned comment issue. It's now there. So thanks for everyone for finding that and clicking it. Just a couple of things to run through. Obviously, if you're new here, please do check out the pinned comment. There is a link for a free reading. Just pop your username and your light number. I do offer 3, 5 and 7 card more in-depth readings as well. The link to that is in the chat, so skip that. If you just see the Nightbot chat message, skip the line and book a deeper reading. This also includes a Q jump as well. For those who want a free reading, please do hold your question until called. So I do have a list, and obviously I will just go in order from top to bottom to keep it fair. So please, just hold your questions until your name is called. If you are called and there's no response, I will have to skip just to keep things moving and keep fair to everyone else. So we just don't hold up the readings. And just a quick reminder about how I read. I am an energy reader, so I use the tarot card to provide messages from spirit for you. So please provide as much information regarding your situation, context, etc. It helps me to connect with your energy and with those in the situation. So I'm not a psychic medium, that's a different kind of reading. So providing context, information, everything like that just allows me to connect with your situation, and basically I'm translating messages from spirit through the tarot cards, the tool, my chosen tool. And I think that's everything. I'll just pop up a quick disclaimer here. So tarot is for entertainment purposes only. It should never replace professional advice, whether medical, legal, financial, or otherwise. Always use your own judgment and intuition when making decisions. And I go live, anyone watching the replay or anyone new here, I go live Monday, Wednesdays and Fridays. So please be sure to join us. But let's get into it. Saying hello to everyone in the chat. Hey Samreen. Hey Archana. Yeah, Archana, just hold your question. Delaney. Hey, nice to see you. Tej, Mariana, Sanice, awesome. Catching up with you after almost a week. How was everyone's weekend? I'm just going to go and get over the list and we'll get started, guys, okay? Anyone interested? I'm using the Muse Tarot deck today as well. But let's get into it. So, list is as so. So, first up we have Mariana. My love, please post your question. Hey Sab, thanks for being here. Sort my flower arrangements out. Right, I'm going to start shuffle the cards, get focused. We have Mariana first on the list. General next 2 weeks. Okay. I'm glad you like this deck, Samreen. Sometimes I think like I could do like a poll of what people want because I've got so many decks. And sometimes I think I should do some kind of poll. Hey, Peter. Right, Mariana, my love, this is for you. What's coming up in the next 2 weeks, Spirit, for Mariana? Nice energy, Mariana. Ace of Pentacles. This is a card of new beginnings, really, because it's an ace. Materials is about what first came through as well, messages wise from Spirit for you, was about getting grounded. Okay, so being able to feel more centered, have some kind of sense of stability. Okay, more sense of stability. If you felt quite a lot of upheaval, maybe internally or externally, tell you what resonates here, you might have had a lot of chaos around you. Because it's materials, this is where we meet the world, okay, the material world, about practical issues, money, finances, work, or the home, matters of the home, you know, practical stuff. It can be maybe felt all over the place, or maybe that you have been wanting to make financial progress. And the Ace of Materials is the beginning of this, beginning to feel more stable, beginning to move in a more abundant direction. We see all this growth happening here. So the seeds that you've planted, if you've been making steps as well, Mariana, towards this, kind of hoping in a way that more stability and consistency would come about for you as well, that you've wanted things to settle down, and have less chaos, less drama, less uncertainty maybe as well in your life. This is the beginning of things going in the right direction, calming down, I feel like. Making, if that resonates with you, with around money, making financial progress, and those important steps starting to happen. So embrace this energy. You know, take that gratitude of this opportunity. Can you see how focused and centered this person is as well? So continue to, the word is sort of capitalize on that emotion and work towards this stability and that line of energy. That's where we need to be heading into, okay? That's where we need to just be turning up each day and showing up how we need to, and taking that stable energy and making the most of it to go in the direction that we want to. So I hope that resonates for you, Mariana. Yes, true, yes, she says. So it's good to see, it's nice to see, nice energy, Mariana. So next we have Archana, my love, if you want to post your question. Feel like I'm not quite in view here with everything. You're welcome, Mariana. Go ahead and post your question, Archana. Now, Archana, I can certainly look at this again with Rao, but what I would say is that we have, this has already been confirmed. So, you know, the last reading that we read on Sriv, Ras and Rao was confirming of this energy. So I'm wondering if you would want to, is this a question, you know, let's not keep asking Spirit or the Tarot the same question, because they have, because it would, you know, we're not here to doubt. That was confirmed, you know, we got the Two of Cups, which is soulmate energy, love. We got that they're very much in heartbreak and loss about the separation, and are still wanting to be there for you and with you. So I would say, Archana, that question has already been confirmed. So I don't want to put that question back on Spirit, okay? We need to, when we've asked that question, we've got a clear answer. We need to take that in, okay? And we need to like listen and absorb that energy from Spirit. Out of respect, really, yeah? Out of respect for Spirit. So, okay, cool. So do we have a future together? That's a good question. Major Arcana. The High Priestess. This is all about our intuition. This is... I feel like Spirit is it feels very much, Arcana, like as if that the ball is in your court. The High Priestess here has come through, which I think is your energy, and it always tells us with the High Priestess that we need to go deeper. So I wonder, I'll pull another card for confirmation, but where I think this is leading us is to ask yourself, Arcana, if you want to have this connection, okay? Do you, because I know in the past that you've focused on career and put that first, which is fine, and maybe you feel like now that you value what Rao has to offer, okay, more. But the question what Spirit is asking is this something that you truly want? If check in with yourself, okay? If it's not for reasons that you are in a state of lack, maybe you feel like this is your only option, or is it genuine? Is it that you really want to be with this person and revisit this and have feelings of potential kind of love and wanting a future with this person? I'm going to ask for one, but it's like Spirit is putting it back to you to kind of say, you know, if this is something first, that's the question, if it's something that you truly want. And if the answer is yes, then we can move forward with this. Again, the Magician, another major arcana. You're the creator in this situation, Arcana. So I think that yes, if you want this to happen, then there is a future here, and you can, in many ways, kind of make that happen. This is you, the Magician, bringing into, this is kind of your desires, what you want, this relationship, bringing it into reality, bringing it into the 3D. So if you feel confident, maybe even if it's just something that you, bear with me, this card jumped out here as well, so I am going to take it. This is Two of Inspiration, which is like having maybe this breakthrough moment that you have had. Two of Inspiration is about looking to the future, about our desires, what we need and want. So I think Spirit would say, yes, go for this, okay? If you feel like in your heart of hearts and in your soul and your inner voice, your intuition is telling you that this is something that needs to be revisited and needs to be explored, and that it feels like a missed opportunity, then we can make this happen. We can manifest this. So maybe it's time, Arcana, to... can we make contact? Can we reach out? Can we begin to make this, get the ball rolling and make things happen here? So I hope that resonated. So Reem says, is streaming ahead of me? My net is a bit slow. Is anyone else having problems with time lapses? Hi Chanley. Happy Monday. I hope you had a good weekend too. Just let me know, guys, about the time. If like I'm lagging or you're welcome, Achana. Next up is Samreen. So Samreen, my love, it is your turn. I know you might be having some tech issues, so I'll just hang fire. It's fine now. Cool. Please post your question. Time is it now? 10 to 2. June is fine. Thank you for confirming, Delaney. Samreen asks, I want to know my ex's feelings for me. When he saw me today at work, he doesn't want me to reach out to him. But why does he show up wearing the same shirt which I see him wearing every time? So, regardless of so do you, when you're doing your visualization, do you mean that he's wearing this shirt? I'm just trying to understand the relevance of the shirt. Let's have a look at your ex's feelings, okay? Do you work together? Or does he visit your work? Let's have a look at his feelings. What's going on? Oh, right. Okay. Well, it means that you are... I would take this as a good sign, Samreen, with regards to the manifestation in that shirt. Because it tells me that you are having some impact, okay, that you're in the right slipstream energetically, okay, you're impacting this. You could even play a game with it, you know, with manifesting some, you know, it's good to have fun with it when you can, that you could visualize another shirt and see if that, you know, that we can sort of control it in that way and bring that through. And what it is it's very confirming to that this is working, that you're impacting this situation, that you are manifesting. And then so when we're also manifesting, when we're doing our visualizations, that we're manifesting the conversations that we want to have, their ideal self. You know, in this visualization, are you visualizing this reconnection, you know, a good conversation, for example? How would that go? What would that make you feel like? So just to play around with it, yeah, you could try. So this is confirmation for me anyway, that this is, you're on the right track. Are we in the visualization? What else are you doing as well? Are you, like I say, imagining the conversations that you want, them showing up as their ideal self of what that would be to you? But let's see about what he's thinking, what he's feeling, okay? So deciding, Samreen, that is the energy. 7 of Emotions is about choices, options, okay? and that they are in a state of contemplation right now, Samreen, about, you know, when we're looking at wanting to reconnect with you or wanting not to. And they are thinking about this, and they're in that contemplation stage. So they haven't made a full decision. They haven't made it, they're not closed off to this. They are open to this, but they're also in a place of indecision. Sometimes this can be as well, Seven of Emotions, a bit of a confused energy. Sometimes there could be other people involved. Just putting that out there, who may be another choice, to what, for want of a better word, okay, that they could have other people on their mind. You are one of them, but there could be other people involved. Or if this doesn't resonate, if you're not aware of this, or this doesn't resonate to be true, it can just be that they are thinking and mulling over the situation, almost like the pros and cons of it. It can be a bit of a illusion state of mind as well, and being a bit self-delusional. It has that kind of energy of the message being a little bit like you have to get real, like they have to get real, and maybe be a bit more honest with themselves and be a bit more truthful. That's what this question kind of asks us, to ground our energy and kind of get it together and make a choice. It's the clock is ticking in some ways to, you know, we need to make a decision here. We're getting a bit lost. The waters are getting a bit muddied. Yeah, like a third party situation potentially, Samreen, that there could be other people in the picture, not necessarily having a relationship with them, but maybe talking, things like this, because this is a situation of options, choices, and being indecisive. So you're doing everything that you can. You're doing the right thing with manifesting. Don't let this throw you off. Just manifest them choosing you. Manifest them choosing you being the prize, you being the number one that they want to choose, and that becoming clear. Yeah? And then moving out of this indecisive energy and choosing you. So just build that into the visualization and continue doing that. So Gia, just I don't know if you hold your question, and please click the link in the pinned comment if you want a free reading. Next up we have Nettie. If you were here, my love, you're very welcome, Samreen. Very welcome. Nettie, please post your question. I'll do an update of the list, guys, as well, because and I'll have to close it soon because it's getting quite busy, which is great. But just so hey Tibia, I'm just about to update the list. So, and yes, you are on the list. This is the list, guys. So, oh God, I keep nearly setting fire to myself when I cross this candle. I must get a better system. So, I don't think Nettie is here. We'll move on to, so we next have Arpita, my love, if you are here. If you can post your question. Oh, hey Nettie, thank you. Arpita, go ahead and post your question as well, though, just so we can keep things moving. Spirit, please bring a message through for Nettie. Major Arcana, Nettie. And the card Justice, Major Arcana. So you may have been dealing with a situation. This, because it's a Major Arcana, this can speak of a situation that has been rumbling along for some time. Okay, it's not like just a minor thing. It can be, you know, it's a Major Arcana, so it speaks to me. It can be a major situation. Justice is, in essence, is about there being a fair outcome for you. So a wrong being righted in a situation. It can also be a breakthrough moment for you, because we see a new self that is emerging here. So you have been undergoing some kind of transformation as well, Nettie. And that's part of this justice process, is that you being able to kind of shed this old skin, which, like if you think of a snake shedding an old skin, and that being a process of transformation, shaking off some old ideas that you have outgrown, shaking out as well, I feel like people, places, things that you have outgrown as well. And there being some justice in that, this being like the right path for you to be on. Okay, so I feel like as well, Nettie, something that you've been working on. So you may have been working on yourself, personal growth, or you may have been working on situation, because we've got the 7 of materials here, which is like hard work, progress, effort that you've been diligently putting in. And then justice is this outcome. It's kind of like the reward in a situation. Obviously, this is a general reading, so it can just apply to really, you know, obviously I don't know what's going on in your life, so it could apply to so many different areas, but the main message being about transformation and some kind of justice in a situation. So maybe a situation that you were treated unfairly in, and then, you know, after maybe even years, there is some outcome about where you end up, and that you end up in a good place, and there's some kind of justice in that. So I hope this resonates for you, okay? So thanks for moderating, Chanley. No, Jay, so you do need to click the link on oh yeah, you're on the list now, Jay, so you're on the list. Awesome. So now just wait your turn to be called. So we have, bear with me. Thanks, Chanley. I appreciate you. This is the list update. I will close it soon. I'll give it a few more minutes. I'm glad that resonated, Nettie. Thank you for confirming. With general readings, you know, I'm sort of reading very much blind. So it's really helpful to have confirmation. Right, next up we have Arpita. Did Arpita post? I don't think Arpita's here. Arpita. Sanice. Thank you, Chanley. Next 2 weeks. It's funny we're getting these questions which YouTube is delayed. Okay. So I'll take it. I'll be patient. So bear with me, guys, if I am repeating myself. It's just because the chat is a bit delayed, so I will obviously wait for you to answer. So I've had a couple of next 2 weeks, and I'm just wondering if there's any specific reason why. the next 2 weeks. This card just flew out for you though, Denise. Look at this. One of the best cards in the deck. They're all beautiful, but Denise, this is the Empress card. This is gorgeous energy. It is one of the most abundant cards in the deck, okay? And it always makes me think of a harvest, so reaping the rewards of the seeds that you have sown, okay? And you blossoming in some ways, okay? Because the Empress is, we can see here in this beautiful card, she has like a universe inside of her. She has so much to offer. It's the embodiment, the Empress is the embodiment of the divine feminine. And it's also about leaning into what I would say, Sunny. So in order to get the best results in whatever you're doing, whatever you're working towards, whatever you want to achieve in the near future, we also need to get the best results, to get the best outcome, we need to embody the Empress energy and the Empress vibe, okay? And with the divine feminine, it's all about not forcing the situation, okay? That's kind of very masculine, to make things happen, okay? The Empress nurtures situations, nurtures people. She's the mother of the deck. So it's a going with the flow, allowing we are attracting, we're not forcing, okay? So allowing things to come to you, and being, in a way, we're focusing on being still. We're kind of focusing as well on inaction, okay? So non-action is just as important as action, okay? So there's times in our lives when we need to take inspired action, and we need to work hard and do the things and kind of strike while the iron's hot, okay? And the Empress is kind of the opposite of that. It's about being still, and it's about being patient, and it's about being strategic in waiting for the right moment, and also about having rest. Rest is very important, is just as important as action in achieving what we want to achieve. And it's about trusting our intuition. So let's apply the best way to get the results that you want, Denise. Like I say, whatever you're working towards, whatever you want to see progress, we need to embody this Empress energy. And also know that you have so much to offer when we see the Empress as well, okay? This is you, so it's a way to view yourself and value yourself and all of that good stuff, okay? Because you're in the process of becoming yourself on a deeper level. So a lot to say there in that message. So I hope that resonated. I will now move on to thank you, Chanley, for moderating, and we have Tej. So Tej, this is for you, my love. So Jay, you'll need to please hold your question. So I have mentioned this before, so this is going to be the last time that I'll have to ask you, or I will have to time out you in the feed. There is a list here, so obviously to keep it fair, I'm moving down the list and reading for everyone in order. You are on the list, but you will need to hold your question until your name is called. Okay, so if you can just let me know that you understand that and hold your question, otherwise I'll have to put you in timeout. You're welcome, Denise. So Tej, this is for you, my love. Let's check in with Siddharth. So Tej, we've got the 10 of Voices. I'm going to have to pull another card to clarify this, but this is, you know, the 10 of Voices is about, it's very painful energy, okay? Painful card about some kind of hurt and betrayal. I know that it's came up in the past that this was potentially happening for Siddharth, like some kind of heartbreak that we've seen of that, what he's dealing with, which is causing a kind of block between you because this is what he's dealing with, okay? Now, it can be about love, but it can be about, you know, a family issue, or, I mean, it could be about a million and one things, okay? But it's about a very tricky, difficult time, okay? Yeah, struggling with something, exactly. This person is going through something for sure. And so, you know, this is going to consume his emotions. Yeah, a family issue, okay. So we need to, this needs to, if possible, you know, needs to be worked out, needs to be healed in some ways. I mean, because it's a 10, Tej, what is positive in some ways about this situation, the silver lining, okay, of this situation is that the worst is over. So with the 10, it is like coming to the end of the line with this situation. And then we do have an ace, which it comes after the 10, which is like a new beginning and a fresh start, which is when things may open up for, and we can see a bit more change. Yeah. With this situation, Tej. So at the minute, I feel like this is all consuming for him. And he's just won't be emotionally or in the right headspace to be open to really anything else. It's consuming his time and consuming his energy. So I hope that confirms or clarifies for you, Tej, kind of where he's at and what's going on for him, okay? So, Peter, I did call you, but you weren't here, so I've had to skip. If I do have time at the end, I will read for you if you want to, if you're able to wait and see. You know, I can't guarantee, but if I do have time, I will read for you at the end. You're welcome, Tej. So, Delani, can you tell me, just like I mentioned at the beginning, because I'm an energy reader, the more context that you can provide for me with regards to this relationship, the better reading that you can have. So with regards to you and Lewis, am I right? Are you in a long distance relationship? Because I know I have read for you before. You were together but we're in a long distance relationship. Just confirm. So like I say, guys, always give as much context as you obviously feel comfortable with, but it allows me to connect with your energy and anyone else in the situation. I'm not a psychic medium. That's a different kind of reading. I'm going to close the list now. So yeah, long distance. All right, awesome. So I don't do yes no questions as well. So is Lewis coming to visit me? That wouldn't be how I read the tarot. If you're happy for me to read how is Lewis feeling about you, what's coming up for you and Lewis, I should have said that as well. So anyone watching, I did say at the beginning, but obviously not everyone might have been here. I don't do yes no questions. I don't do timeline. And I am an energy reader, so provide as much context as you can. So let's check in with Lewis's energy. What's the vibe around this connection? It may indicate, you know, if you're going to connect soon. Sure. Some kind of heartbreak, heartache coming through here with 3 voices on their with their energy, Delani. I don't know if they're having difficulties with something outside of this connection, or if you've had difficulties that you were feeling. There's some kind of hurt and pain when we see the 3 voices. We've got the tears here. We've got this person they could just be in low mood. I don't know if you've had any sense of that, Delani, or if this is something potentially coming up in the near future for them. So this is their energy, okay, not yours. But something's got them, yeah, feeling hurt, in some kind of pain. 3 voices is the we need some time to recover, to heal. I'll ask for advice around this, maybe what you can do, or what this means for you. Tell us more, Spirit. Knight of Emotions is being there for someone. Yeah, I feel he hasn't been himself lately, but he's not telling me. So Knight of Cups is about having an open heart. So I would say not to take this personally, Delaney, because Spirit is encouraging you to just be there for them as much as you can emotionally. The Knight of Cups has a very loving energy, is kind of coming towards someone in a loving way, yeah, with an open heart, with an offering of like this shell. It feels like just being there to listen when they are ready. I feel like that they will share more of what's gone on for them. I don't know if there's someone who initially maybe shuts down, but yeah. So your intuition, trust your intuition. He hasn't been himself lately. It could be 1,000,001 things of what's going on for them. It doesn't feel like between you two, unless you're aware of something's happened, but it sounds like it hasn't, which tells me that it's something going on in their life. So it could be to do with work, it could be to do with other relationships, it could just be that they are emotionally, have gone into a downward spiral. So we need to get that this is going to be the focus, okay? They just need to move through this first before we can kind of get back on track. And this is you being there for them, being there to listen to them, and just being, when they're ready, they will share what's going on, and that you can receive them, in a loving way, and we can move past this. So I hope that resonated, and hopefully, they do open up to you soon, so that you're able to kind of be there for them. Yeah, it's hard to be there for someone when you don't know what's going on with them. Thank you, Chanley. So next up we have Sab, this is an updated list. Peter, I'm aware that you, if I've got time, I'll put you at the end. I'm glad that resonated, Delani. Confirmation of something that you already maybe knew, yeah? Or was sensing. Our intuition is everything. It never fails us. Sab asks, hi, how's it going? Thank you. I'm good. Can I please request for some message from my spirit guides? You sure can. Chanli's been super helpful today. Thank you so much, Chanli. I appreciate you. Oh dear, about YouTube, yeah. I hope it's alright for everyone still, how the readings are coming across. This is for Sab. Messages from Spirit. What does Sab need to know? Okay. Four of Emotions, Sab. So this can be your energy, or I also sense that it could be potentially someone around you. So tell what resonates, okay? The Four of Emotions is about someone who feels rejected, dejected, okay? They're in some kind of loss and disappointment about a situation. When we see the Four of Cups, they're focusing on these three cups, which represent, these three cups represent what hasn't worked out, what didn't go to plan. And it can make us, this person, so be this you or be this someone close to you, shut down, okay? Go into shutdown and retreat. And feel kind of like maybe some anger, maybe some resentment, or feeling bad about yourself, you know, when we can kind of, we feel rejected. It just can close us off. And with this message though, is that like we're missing something here. We're missing the fourth cup, which is that there's actually kind of more to this situation. There is a solution. There is a different pathway to, in many ways, still get what we want. To kind of, this didn't work out, but there is still a fourth option. So it's like we must persist, we must still keep going. And by being in these feelings, yes, it's natural to have disappointment, sadness about something, and we can allow ourselves to feel that, but we mustn't stay here, okay? And also we're maybe not seeing, because we've got in our feelings, we're not seeing the picture as clearly as it is. And when it's like, I always see this card and it's like, we're missing it, like don't miss this fourth cup, this opportunity, this next, there's a different way to still get what you want. So I hope this resonates. We either need to, if this is you, then, you know, let's look at the fourth cup. Or if it's someone else, then they may be sulking, and in this rejection, we need to just give them time to come out of this mood, this state of mind. Encourage them if you can to see this fourth cup. But also let them kind of, you know, we can take a horse to water, but we can't make them drink. But there is this, you know, you can only say to them, look, there is this other way. There is still something left here. There is still opportunity here. It's not over. So I hope that resonates. Sab. Judite, my love, if you were here. Thank you, Tia. I'm just going to see if Judite is here. Because Judite was before Tia. So Tia, thank you for posting your question. I will read for you after Judite. So I've got your question there, which is perfect. So just hang fire. Oh, we just had an interview this morning, Judite. Congrats. Shall we have a look at the energy around that? Oh, sure. What's the energy of it? I know you've been wanting this change for a while, haven't you, Judite? Nice. Major Arcana, Judite. So we're in the process of manifesting what we desire, what we want. I would say this would confirm that it speaks of a good impression and that we're in the flow. The Magician is the master manifester, okay? So bringing what we desire, what we want into fruition. So the question as well, I suppose, if would be, does this feel like it aligns with you as well? It makes me almost want to put it back to you, like on them, of what were you feeling and experiencing? You know, were they a match to your energy? Because I feel like you're in your manifesting energy, okay? You're in the process. I'm going to pull one more because I'm nosy. Did it, you know, if you were really, I'm sorry to hear that you had a bad experience in February. Was that where the company were messing you around? And then this is the energy, I guess, of how you presented to them, which is really good energy. It's Queen of Swords, it's Queen of Voices in this deck. But it's someone who is a good communicator, someone who has a maturity about them as well, that you were able to articulate well, that you presented as someone who, you know, understood the assignment. Yeah. Queen of Voices is very direct. She pulls no punches. She's very straight to the point. She's strategic. She's intelligent. She's educated. Someone that you would want, you know, particularly in an interview and in a company, this is great energy to bring, okay? Someone who is very kind of efficient, I would say, as well. And you're in the flow. So this Magician, you are in the flow. You are in the process of manifesting your desires, okay? They use some software that no one uses in the market. Is this who you've interviewed with now? So if they, energy-wise, if you felt, you know, that it was good for you, that it was positive, you were received well. I think very efficient. Like say this Queen of Swords energy is awesome to see. And the Magician, this is confirmation that you are in the process of manifesting what you desire, Judite. So hold that vision, hold that energy. You're not sure to jump in, okay? So yeah, I mean, you may get this opportunity that they'll offer you the job. Doesn't mean that we have to say yes, does it? Is it really an opportunity is always a good question to ask ourselves. does it really align with our dreams? Does it align with our desires? The Magician. So I suppose maybe time to reflect on that. When you say I'm not sure, you know, we can meditate, we can ruminate, listen to your intuition. Your intuition will guide you. And I think that's why this came through, to ask the question. I feel like it was positively received. You were positively received, but Spirit is asking you to ask the question if this actually aligns with you. So I hope that resonated. I hope that made sense. You know, just because, I'll say that one more time, like just because an opportunity, it's a bit like just because someone asks us out, just because we're offered a job, all these things, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's the right opportunity for us. And saying no at the right time is just as important as saying yes to things. You're welcome, Judite. So I'm glad that connected for you. So Tia, my love, this is for you. Just give me a shout out that you are here. I've got your question. What happened to, I'm just being nosy now, but you know the Gemini that we were looking at? Is he out the picture? Yeah. Was he too lightweight for you? Those Geminis? No offense to Geminis. What can I expect in love next? You haven't heard much from Jay the Leo after our interaction last week. Sure, he's been on my mind heavy. Sets off a new cycle. I've also met Steve, a Pisces, who seems very intriguing. Okay, let's see what's coming next. Too immature. Okay. Yeah, Judah, it's hard, you know. If you're without a job, then that it puts you in a, you know, I understand that we may have to say yes to an offer, just so you know that for practical reasons. Yeah, we've got to pay the bills. Keep us posted, Judah. Keep us posted. So, TB, Gemini's out the picture. Not for you. Too immature. Fair enough. Got you through a certain period of time, maybe. A distraction, but nothing more. Okay, Tia, so let's see who or what is next in love. It might bring a specific person through, which will tell us. It might not. Oh, 10 of Voices. I feel like this is about Jay the Leo, the heaviness. The pain of that situation, really, that it caused, okay? With it being a 10, though, this talks about an end to that, some closure of that, okay? Reaching the end of that cycle. Let's see what kind of will bring in that. What will bring this closure in a way, because after the 10 we have the Ace, yeah? But maybe you've been feeling this pain, that strong pull, you know, and connection that is still between you and the Leo, and wanting to be with him, you know, wanting that to work out in many ways. Or just that whole process, yeah, leaving you kind of putting you through it. Let's see what else, though. The worst is over, always is the message with the Ten of Voices. So there is an ending here of this pain. What's after this ending? Or what brings this ending, Spirit? A king. This was so funny. Before I pulled this, I got like the card. I wondered if it would be a fire king, because I can't help but think of, you know, obviously the Leo as a fire king, and we do have the Muse of Inspiration, which is the Muse of Wands, which is a fire king. Which tells me, you know, that the Leo is still in the future, is still in the picture, that you'll hear from him again, perhaps on the path here, you know, making steps. This is your energy here, still connected to the Leo with this, all this fire. And then this is his energy walking down this path, which feels like coming towards you. You know, I take what the message is. You know, I have to read whatever messages Spirit says here. But this is the King of Wands, so this is... One more, please, Spirit. Ooh, and King of Cups. So two kings here. So this is the Leo. Still in the picture, still around. Hear from them again. Hopefully positive change. But then we also have a King of Cups, which is different kind of energy. So someone else, okay? Could be this, Steve, was it? This is someone who is, oh my God, I've just read here, Steve is a Pisces. So this is the King of Water. This is crazy. It's been so specific. Spirit has been so specific. So there is your Leo King, and here is your Pisces King. The music, both in the picture, both in the future. So there may be a choice here that will be needed to be made. And who aligns with you best, okay? Time will tell. But there, you know, we ask what's coming next in love. Both of them are in the future. Both of them are in the picture. Both possess different qualities. Muse of Emotions, you know, King of Cups can be someone who comes across as, well, they're quite sensitive, deep feelers, deep, like, you know, feel things deeply. I know that you said he seems intriguing, so they can have that kind of mystery about them because they tend to think quite deeply before they speak, or, you know, if they connect with someone, they kind of can really go there, yeah, emotionally. And then this is the Leo. So maybe there'll be a choice. That would be nice, wouldn't it, to have a choice to be made? But they are both still in the picture here, Tia. So I'd be interested to see how this pans out, how they show up. I see the Leo here making steps towards you, moving forward on the path, sort of making progress. And then this is Steve with his Pisces water energy, which is a different kind of vibe entirely. So let's see how this plays out. Steve is a deep thinker, yeah, so can be more reserved, you know, and it can be refreshing, you know, for someone to be like that as well. Someone who is kind of really, yeah, thinks about things deeply and has a sensitivity about them. So I don't do timelines here, so all I would say is, you know, you are at the end of a cycle now with this Ten of Swords. So I feel like this, what is the future, is, it feels imminent to me, you know, that we're moving on from this kind of energy. This energy feels like it's closing out, okay? So it'll just be a process of the ongoing future, almost the next few weeks, months, you know, where we're getting to know, where we know the Leo obviously, but we're staying connected with him. He's coming back into our lives, and then we're getting to know Steve as well. So they're both in the picture, they're both in the future. So that's really exciting to me, okay? And it's good to have choices, and it's good to have options. Hey Ivo, my dear, thank you so much for being here. Right, I better get a wiggle on, because I've still got a lot of people. Chanley, my love, this is for you. Chanley asks, hi, I have, you don't say hi, sorry, that was me. I've never mentioned this older guy I am in communication with. No, but we communicate each other via email daily for over 10 years. Wow. We both can sense each other's energy. Would like to know the connection have been him and I. Would like to know the connection. Just clarify that, Channy. Would like to know the connection, or just between you and I. So just look at that connection, yeah? Let's have a look at this connection, Chanley. That's an interesting connection, Chanley, to have. But you've never met? Never thought about meeting? The Tower. Interesting. What comes through, say with this tower energy, he is Scorpio and I'm Leo, is about helping each other through difficult times. The Tower moment, okay, is about, you know, sudden changes. They can often be painful experiences. We've got the 10 of Voices here, which is like the 10 of Swords again, which is about hurtful experiences. So I don't know if this connection was born out of a difficult time, or maybe that's what you were for him. And it feels to me that this connection or this purpose, so maybe if you want to look at it from a kind of spiritual point of view, it feels to be a support system for one another, really. In, you know, even if you don't talk, I don't know how in depth, how much that you share of go into your lives, but it's a source of comfort and it's a source of stability that it's kind of provided throughout maybe all these years, okay, or it's become that. And so when we have these Tower moments through our life of upheaval, change, and things are taken away from us in order to make way for the new, or we go through betrayals, etc., etc. And this is like something constant, and maybe because it is distant in some ways, because it is just, you know, this is something, isn't it, that in the history, in the past, that people did just write, and that was the connection. Chani says, I think for both, we both hurt when we met online. Yeah, so you made this connection sort of through difficult times, and it feels almost that that's where it should stay. If you're in agreement with this, I mean, free will, but it feels like it's this support system for both of you, an outlet, you know, being able to share what you have gone through, what you are going through in life. But because it's kind of removed and at a distance, then it's just always there as someone and a place to go to be able to share that and have an outlet and get you through. I think you both help each other get each other through difficult times, and there's some kind of spiritual connection that allows you to be that for each other. So I hope that resonates, Chanley. So next up we have, if you are still here, Kimmy Moses. Yeah, the unconditional love of support, exactly. So, and maybe through not meeting, not, you know, this staying in the pen pal way, that, you know, you can always keep that. It's a different kind of relationship, isn't it? Thank you, Kimmy. Kimmy says, will the man I believe I have had past lives with and have talked and messages with on and off since 2018 while I was still married, will this connection ever develop into a romantic nature? You're welcome, Kimmy. Let's have a look. This always says to me, I feel like that if you want it to be, Kimmy, which sounds maybe kind of strange, but it is true and it is the message. It's different to fall in love long distance, yeah. Or should I just let go and find someone more emotionally available? The Magician, okay, is about, I don't know if you practice manifestation, Kimmy, if this is something that you would want to lean into, because it's about manifesting what you desire, what you want. So the first question is, how much do we really want ourselves for this to happen? Would it be easier to manifest someone who was nearer? But if you deeply want this, and yes, you do lean into practicing manifestation. So, you know, by being, I don't know what tools that you use, Kimmy, to manifest. So if we're journaling, if we're visualizing, if we're meditating, to really get intentional about this. Maybe now if you are not married, and maybe if you are free now to connect on a deeper level yourself, then we can imagine and sit down daily. Okay, I recommend doing this daily. Sit down intentionally and manifest this person showing up how you want them to, okay, as their ideal self, that distance between you, the gap closing, okay, then becoming emotionally available. So you have that twin flame energy, yep, sure, and that intense dynamic. So I would begin to, Spirit has kind of said this is, the ball is in your court, is in your hands with this magician energy. Now, you can manifest whatever way that you feel comfortable. If you want to just focus on this, or you can say this or someone better, if that makes you feel more comfortable. Whatever feels right, whatever feels easiest, Kimmy, for you. But I feel like in order to get what you want, this is where we need to be at. So it also tells me that Spirit says that you are a powerful manifester and just need to fine tune that focus more. I'm going to ask for one more just on them. Anything more on their energy? Some kind of tower moment. I don't know if this was part of your journey or another major arcana. So this does tell me that there is a strong connection here, and confirming, like you say, that kind of twin flame energy. The tower moment is, there's something part of this connection as well. Maybe it's the difficulties with the tower moment being maybe the difficulties in your marriage, or if there was something going on for him on his side as well. But the tower moment is when something crumbles, okay, some kind of foundation crumbles, and what doesn't align with us is cleared out so that we can align with what we're meant to, okay, and put us on our right spiritual path. So yes, that way I keep it open. He is content with not finishing our journey. So if we are manifesting, okay, and we are doing this fully, then just ignore that 3D reality for now, okay? And focus your energy intentionally every day. Kimmy, this needs to be done in order to see results that you want. And see where it takes you, okay? But there may be some kind of trauma bond here as well, with this tower energy. The reason why this person was brought into your life, like you say, if you feel that past life energy as well. And if you feel strongly that there's more to this journey, then really intentionally kind of focus your energy on that. And you have the power to sort of bring this into the 3D. So we can either move through and get the closure that we need to with this person, or it can develop into the distance between you can close. So we don't need to reach out to him or do anything contact wise. This is about internal work and working on our energy, and focusing on bringing through what we desire through meditation, journaling, etc., etc. So I would back off from that, Kimmy, entirely, because that's trying to force the situation about you pressing him, moving forward and wanting a timeline. Stop that all. Just take a step back from doing that. And the work that needs to be done, like I say, is through meditation, journaling and internal. And I would take a step back from doing any of that. Okay, so keep us posted, Kimmy. I hope that resonated. Hope that helped. Thank you, Mystic Sense, for your question. You are next. So this is for you, my love. Energy check-in on S. Possibly getting closer to communicating with me. No contact. Okay. Let's have a look at their energy. Mystic Sense. Check-in. Keep us posted, Kimmy. I'm sorry that it's difficult time. Okay, this is S's energy, Mystic Sense. You are on their mind. Okay, Four of Voices. Can you see how this person is? It's kind of like in their quiet moments. I always see this card, Mystic Sense, is that they have thoughts of you, and it's very like a kind of daydreamy energy. This Four of Voices, voices being about our thoughts, and about communication as well. So this is promising, and it's almost like in their downtime, in their, you know, if you're on a break at work, or this person is like, you know, relaxing in a bath. We've got the rose petals here, which is like romantic by nature, romantic by energy. So this suggests that, you know, the question being, you know, are they getting closer to communicating with you? Yes, because you were on their thoughts, you were in their mind. This leads us towards action, okay? That maybe there was a period of time when, well, I don't know, it's just almost like it intensifies that. You know, if you're daydreaming about someone a lot, eventually it will lead to taking action more often than not, okay? And then we have an Ace of Emotions, even more confirming their Mystic, because Ace of Emotions is about a new beginning in love. Emotions is about love, romance, our heartfelt matters, okay? So that is confirmation of what this card was telling us, but this is where it is leading us to, you know, that communication, that first step of reconnecting, yeah? And this is a fresh opportunity for you both, a fresh chance. So also use this time in between whilst we're waiting for communication to come back through. We can, be ready, okay, for this Ace of Emotions, which is like a fresh start, to do things differently, I think, as well, to, if there were mistakes made in the past and things like that, this is a fresh start and a fresh opportunity. So let's not repeat the past as well. But this is confirmation, Mystic Sense. I don't do timelines, no. Thank you, Kimmy. I'm glad. Bless you, that resonated so much. Everything I knew was a confirmation of this journey. So next up, Sonali. If you are still here, my love. And Jir, if you are still here as well, just let me know. Yes, there might have been some messages there, Kimmy, in that long distance relationship that resonated with you. Often I think that, you know, because this is a collective reading, that other people's messages, if they resonate for you, then you were meant to hear that as well, if that makes sense. I'm just waiting to see who is still here just before I end this live, if anyone else is here. I know there's a bit of a delay in the chat, so I believe there's a bit of a delay on YouTube chat. So I'll hang fire to see if anyone is still with us, who I haven't read for. Yes, I'm glad that I caught you too, Kimmy. I go live Monday, Wednesday, Fridays if you want to join us again. This week I'll confirm the time in advance, but it's generally 1:30 p.m. GMT time, so hopefully you can join us again. But I think that I don't know if that's everyone. I'm gonna end the live here. Hopefully I haven't missed anyone who wanted a reading. There is a bit of a delay. Timing cards, yeah. Not how I read, but divine timing cards, hey, that's what I read. So right, I'm gonna end the live here because I think that's it. So like I said, I go live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so please do join us if and when you can. But thank you everyone who did join us. Wishing you a fantastic rest of the day, evening, wherever you are. Have a blessed day too, Kimmy. Love and light to everyone.